The year is 70 AD. A dust-choked road stretches toward Rome. In the distance, a victorious Roman column advances. Banners ripple in the wind. Armor flashes under the sun. Perfectly disciplined soldiers march in rhythm. It is a triumph. But among them, bound together with iron chains, walk hundreds of women, empty eyes, silent faces. They already understand that death would have been mercy, because what awaits them is far worse. We are taught about Rome's greatness, its invincible legions, its laws, roads, and civilization. But history books often leave out one truth: what happened to women after Rome conquered a city. This was not chaos. It was a system. When a city fell, men were separated first. Some were executed, others enslaved or sent to the arenas. The elderly and children were abandoned or eliminated. Then came the women. Young women were gathered in the city's central square, publicly, exposed, forced to stand under the sun, surrounded by thousands of soldiers, sometimes for hours, sometimes for days. Officers selected them. The most attractive were marked and set aside for commanders. The rest were distributed among ordinary soldiers. Roman documents had an official term for this process: female war spoils. This was not about desire. It was about power. A message to every conquered people: this is what happens to your daughters if you resist Rome. The historian Tacitus records that the British Queen Boudica and her daughters were publicly violated by Roman officers. Not as personal punishment, but as an example. A warning. After her defeat, Britain did not rebel again for nearly 300 years. Was that peace, or terror so complete that even speech died? Then came the next phase: the transformation of humans into property. Women were branded with hot irons, marks identifying the legion that captured them, often on the face, so their status could never be hidden. Chained together, they were marched hundreds of miles to ports, stored in dark warehouses, loaded onto ships. A Roman trade ledger lists cargo as follows: wine, grain, horses, and 89 women, all recorded the same way. Roman estate manuals considered a 20 to 30% death rate during transport acceptable loss. Those who survived were auctioned, their bodies inspected, their teeth checked, their scars counted. The most desirable were sold to wealthy households, temples, or brothels. The rest were sent to mines, farms, and workshops, places where survival rarely exceeded 5 years. Brothels were legal, regulated, and taxed by the Roman state. And captive women were the most valuable commodity, because violating the body of an enemy woman allowed ordinary Roman men who never fought, to feel like conquerors. A piece of graffiti found in Pompeii reads, "Here I penetrated a British woman. Rome is eternal." The women had no names, only identities based on origin: the Gaul, the German, the Jew. They worked in rooms smaller than 2 square meters, 10 to 20 men a day. No escape, no release. A Roman physician coldly advised brothel owners to replace their stock every 3 to 4 years, once the women lost commercial value. And all of this happened openly, legally, without shame. This was not civilization failing. This was civilization functioning exactly as designed. Today, we admire Roman roads, laws, and architecture. We celebrate emperors and generals. But beneath those stones lie the silenced screams of millions of women. The question is not whether Rome was cruel. The question is this: have we truly changed, or have we only learned to rename the same violence?